You are listening to the Well-Connected Twin Cities podcast. I'm your host, Cynthia Shockley, and I'm here to learn alongside you through meaningful conversations with health and wellness practitioners. This is your time to experience some mindset shifts, learn practical tips, and get excited about what is possible. We want you to own the power of choice in your personal well-being journey. Let's discover what's possible right here in our Twin Cities community. Hello and welcome to the Well-Connected Twin Cities podcast. I'm your host, Cynthia Shockley, and today I'm speaking with Andrea and Brooke, the co-founders of Gold Ivy Health Co. Gold Ivy Health Co. is a health company dedicated to empowering people to take ownership of their health. Growing up without a lot of guidance, Andrea and Brooke turned to self-growth books and podcasts for direction. Now, as health coaches and personal trainers, they are sharing the lessons they've learned and making health and wellness information fun and accessible. Their two creations, the Ivy Unleashed podcast and Move with Gold Ivy, are designed to help connect our bodies and minds in order to live a fulfilling, vibrant life. The Ivy Unleashed podcast has reached 86 countries worldwide, providing tangible health tips and inspirational stories of resilience and strength. Move with Gold Ivy is their virtual workout platform that has helped people prioritize their mental and physical health with energizing cardio and strength training workouts. As a follower of Gold Ivy Health Co. on any platform, Andrea and Brooke hope to help women continually build confidence, tune into what they know needs attention, and gain the inspiration needed to thrive in life. Here we are with Andrea and Brooke from Gold Ivy. How are you two doing today?
We're great. We're so happy to be here. Thank you for having us.
I know. It's so fun to be on the other side of things. I know I got to be interviewed by you two. I don't even know when. Was it last year? Something along those lines?
It was, I think, 2 years ago. Yes, we talked everything
gosh.
sensuality, and it was so fun because we had done that little exercise with you where you led us through some sensual movements, got us out of our comfort zone. And so by the time we recorded, we felt like we were best friends.
I know we were like shaking our booties together and
I feel like it's something though that we to this day have incorporated in our lives is that idea of play. And I did a Zumba class Saturday morning and I seriously thought of you, Cynthia, of this feels so good to just flow and that feminine energy. So you've made a difference in our lives and our business. So thank you.
Oh, I love that. Thank you both for joining me today. I love kicking off these interviews with just checking in on what's going on for you. What's something good going on? What's something not so good going on? That rose and thorn. Brooke, if you want to start.
Yeah, I would say my rose right now is I just started 75 hard.
Ooh.
Summer has been wild. I'm in the season of life where every weekend is a wedding or a bachelorette party or a shower. And I came off of a bachelorette party, not feeling too hot. This kind of goes into my thorn, struggling with my gut health right now, which has been an ongoing journey and why I do what I do today. But so I decided I had it in the back of my head for a while, kept seeing it everywhere. And I'm just going to do it with Minnesota. For those of you who aren't familiar, you do 2 workouts, 2 45-minute workouts a day. One has to be outside. And so I thought, if I'm going to do this, I have to do it now because 75 days from now, if it's dead of winter, there's no way I'm doing a workout outside. And I'm on day 6 today. And I don't know if it's placebo, but my mental health, my mood, my energy have never been better. And that's, I think, just shows when you pour into you, how much of a difference it really makes.
That's amazing. And
Yeah.
I've heard good things about that. Just pushing yourself to those limits and opening yourself up to the possibilities. And I wonder what's something that's challenging right now going on for you?
Challenging would be my gut health.
Oh, right.
So backstory about me about 2017, I started having a bunch of different gut health symptoms, hormone symptoms of constipation and fatigue and bloating. And long story short, saw over 50 doctors and finally figured out it was parasites and a bunch of terrible bacteria. And so to this day, I still struggle with that. It took a really big toll on me. And now they think it's coming in through my wisdom teeth cavities, which is just wild. So I'm learning all about holistic dentists. And so really forces me to have to walk the walk as a health coach. So a lot of different appointments and really being intentional with how I'm spending my time, what I'm consuming, media, food, all of the above. I'd say that's definitely a thorn right now, but we're working through it.
Yeah, it sounds like you're able to use everything that you've learned thus far to support you, and you know that there are options out there, which is really empowering. But I'm glad that you're able to make it today and continue to take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it's so funny I love this rose and thorn. We do at my dinner table, like a peak in a pit is the thing that we do. We talk
Ooh.
about that. So I love this because I think it's good to talk about both, like not just the good, but what are you struggling with? And so for me right now, what's great is I just quit my corporate job in the beginning of July. I was really feeling this like urge to be home with my kids and spend this time because my youngest is about to go into kindergarten. And so I was like, I just want the last 2 months of summer to spend time with them and not be kicking them out of my office nonstop, which I know is a totally like privileged situation to be in. And so I'm really grateful for that. And so it's been wonderful. I have been outside more and going to pools and like planning things that I know that my kids individually really enjoy. And it's been awesome. But I've also been a stay-at-home mom before, and it's also a thorn. Like I don't get a ton of fulfillment out of the day-to-day like mom tasks. Like it makes me feel like I'm never doing enough, or like I should be bringing in more money, and all of these feelings that are just totally me. And it's a mindset thing. And not having that structure and routine day to day that we'll have once school starts, it's been challenging too, where I really have to focus on pouring into myself in certain ways, getting rest, making sure I'm active so that I have the patience and the presence for them with all of their different moods and personalities and what happens day to day. And it's been wonderful, but super challenging. And I am ready for the fall. Really ready. As an entrepreneur, I haven't had as much time as I'd like to pour into our business. And so I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, that's really exciting. And I want to point out too, you say it's your mindset, but it's a mindset strongly influenced by society and the norms that we put on motherhood, and just how there's simply no winning, right? There's always something more you could be doing, something you can be doing differently. And I just want to say that and know that it's not just your mindset, it's also all the things that are influencing that too.
Oh, totally. And I have 3 different kids, right, with different needs. And we've talked about this a lot on the podcast too, with mental health is a big part of what we talk about on our podcast, Ivy Unleashed, where you can't meet the needs 100% of any individual. And I really struggle with that because I take being their mom seriously. I want to meet their needs. And so to get rid of the perfectionist mindset, it's tough because you want to do your best and there is always more you could do. And so that's like the beautiful thing about being a parent, but also the biggest challenge is that they're never completely happy with your performance as their mother. They're like, you could have done this. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, it's basically just a giant rose bush with all the thorns, all the roses.
It
Like
really
it's just
They keep you very honest.
Yes.
I will say.
Yeah.
yes. I know your origin story with Gold Ivy Health Co. And I just think it's so beautiful. Do you mind sharing how you two know each other and how this business came to life?
Yeah. So Andrea is 10 years older than me, and she's married to my cousin. So we first met when I was 11. I'm 27 now. So a long time ago. We met at a family Christmas. Justin had brought her, and she, like me, had came from divorced parents. And growing up, I didn't really know anyone who had divorced parents. I have a unique upbringing of my father's not in my life, and it wasn't really talked about. And so we instantly bonded. And then fast forward, when I went to college, I decided to go to the University of Minnesota. So we're both from Wisconsin, and her and my cousin, and then I also had other cousins living up here, were a huge role in that. And so we got even closer. Mm-hmm. And then when I graduated, I moved to Florida, and that's when my health journey really took a toll. And I decided I needed to move back home, came back here. And Andrea had been a coach for years at this point. And with getting sick, health became my world. And so I looked to her as a mentor and a model of, okay, do I want to be in the health field? And so sure enough, I did. And I got my health coaching certification. And we were both working at the same corporate wellness company that we know Cynthia from. And we thought, let's start sharing what's really helping us. throughout the years, we would share resources and books because didn't have a lot of guidance growing up in ways that really helped us in adulthood.
Mhm.
And so during COVID is when we launched Ivy Unleashed, because through my health journey, it was really hard to find the resources that I needed. People weren't talking about the toll that physical health challenges take on your mental health and taking care of yourself as a mom. And so we thought we could really offer a unique perspective of the real, the raw, the grit it takes to feel good.
Mhm. Yeah. We started talking about the first, I would say, season was really just like the basics of health and well-being, like talking about sleep and talking about stress. And then we'd weave in a few people's inspirational stories within it. And that was what actually really motivated and inspired people more than like how to get a good night's sleep. It was more like people that have lost a spouse, or people that have had a chronic illness, or people that just want to talk about like an abusive relationship they were in and how they got through it. And so having those real raw stories, along with us giving the perspective on, yes, we're health coaches, and yes, it looks from the outside like we're doing a pretty good job of taking good care of ourselves, but we still struggle every day with certain things. And we feel that our audience connects more to hearing the real and raw, vulnerable stuff, and then they can apply it to their life. And so that's been great. It's been so fun to have the guests that we've had on, including you, Cynthia. And then our business really, we started sharing Ivy Unleashed on social platforms and decided too that we wanted to have a social presence. And that's confusing because we have Gold Ivy Health Co. on social platforms and our podcast is called Ivy Unleashed. But on socials, it's been really cool because, especially with Brooke's story and her struggles with gut health, she's shared what she's learned, and especially on TikTok that kind of took off, where a lot of people are feeling seen and heard for the first time. Oh my gosh, someone will actually talk about constipation. Thank you. What are you eating so you're not constipated anymore? And so she's, I never thought that I would be famous for pooping, but here we are.
Who would have thunk?
I'm just doing the Lord's work. Someone has to.
Yeah. And so her niche has really been gut health and sharing her story. And then I'm a marathoner. I'm running a marathon in every state. And so I'm always like more of the go get them, push harder, push yourself past your limits you think you have. And Brooke's like, also, we got to slow it down and we got to take care of ourselves so we don't get sick. And so we have that balance together, whether it's on socials or on the podcast of, yes, we want to push ourselves, but we also know that rest is important and play is important, and really being honest about where we're at, because we're not always thriving. Sometimes we struggle, and we share that too.
Yeah. And it's so funny because right now I know the audience can't see you, but Brooke's wearing white and we got Andrea in black, and it's just like the yin yang going on here.
Yep. We complement each other.
Are you looking to take your healthcare career to the next level? Northwestern Health Sciences University is preparing the next generation of healthcare professionals to not only deliver, but also advance healthcare. Northwestern promotes innovative models of integrative care to lead people to live healthier and happier lives. They offer 11 academic programs, including their evidence-informed chiropractic program, health and wellness degrees including massage therapy, and both master's and doctorate degrees in acupuncture and Chinese medicine. Northwestern Health Sciences recently added 100% online programs with a master's in integrative care, a master's in functional nutrition, and a health coaching certificate. The faculty at Northwestern Health Sciences is focused on the success of their students, which could include you. Go to nwhealth.edu to learn about their academic programs and find upcoming in-person and virtual enrollment events. It started with the Ivy Unleashed podcast, which you haven't checked it out. It'll be in the show notes. It's such a wonderful podcast with, like these ladies are saying, just beautiful stories and healing, right? Just opportunities, healing, just hope. But I know your new baby is Move with Gold Ivy, and this is Move, all capital letters.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious, what is this offering and what inspired you to create it?
Oh, I love talking about this. So one of my dreams was always to have something like this. And what it is, it's a workout platform. So yes, you can go to YouTube and you can look up workouts, but having two people that are going to really lead a workout where you're connecting your mind and your body has been something I've always dreamt of, because I feel like there should be a place you can go where you don't even need equipment. You can do a workout anytime, any place, and they're efficient because our audience are a lot of women who are moms or people that are busy in entrepreneurship or young professionals that like, they want an efficient workout. And a missing piece of the puzzle, especially as women, is strength training. And so we're really trying to fill this gap where, yes, it's strength training. You're going to boost your metabolism, your energy, and you're going to look good. You're going to feel good, all these things. But sometimes we also don't feel like we have the mental capacity for it. And so we like to bring both to this. And so Brooke and I, we center you in our workouts. We really try and make you laugh at ourselves. There's some play involved. And it's just a place that you can go where it's, you know what, I've got 10 minutes. I'm visiting a friend, but I want to fit in a workout quick so I feel my best when I'm on vacation or I'm away from my home. Like you can access it anywhere. And so it's been really fun to create all kinds of workouts where I feel like, yes, it's upper body, lower body, core, but it's also finding different ways to move. Like for me, I never take time to stretch or do yoga. And Brooks, I got you. I'm like, buckle this in.
Yeah. And like Andrea mentioned earlier, she's a marathon runner. Movement has always been a huge piece for her. And for me, with my healing journey, it was the one thing that never let me down. I could eat all the food and I would still be like, what is causing this? But anytime I move my body, it always made me feel better. It was slowing down to stretch or to walk. And that movement piece is really what helped me get out of a depression. And so I really wanted this platform to be accessible for people who are struggling with chronic illness, who do need that hope and that inspiration where they can come and maybe it is strength training, or maybe they just need to stretch, but they can press play. Even if they're in their PJs, they can start moving just a little bit to get some endorphins flowing. Again, feel that hope, that inspiration. And so it's evolved as we've started, which is really exciting. And right now we're about to launch a series called Sculpted Flow because I'm obsessed with yoga and Pilates. And there is benefits, yes, to HIIT workouts and to strength training and to getting that cardio in, which we do offer. But when you have a chronic illness, when you are battling depression, too much stress on the body isn't good. The body can't heal when it's under that much stress and in that fight or flight nervous system. And so I thought, okay, how can we add some strength in, but slow and feel good movement? And so really blending that Pilates and that yoga together for those people who either are just getting started with movement or are battling menopause and they're trying to balance their hormones, or they are dealing with chronic illness and they do just need to get moving. So that's a new offering that we're about to launch.
And we have them designated to like basic, intermediate, and advanced too. So it's like wherever you are, there's plenty of workouts for you. But something also that's missing, we feel in this space, is the support within it. Like you don't feel like doing it, or you're not in the mood, or what's everybody else doing. And so two things we really like to do to have you feel supported is we have a weekly plan for you so that you don't have to figure out which muscle group to hit this day, because it is important to rest in between. You shouldn't do upper body 2 days in a row. And so we're trainers. We've thought this through already for you. So the guesswork is taken out. And then we also have a Facebook group that's exclusive for Move members. And so people are posting their workouts, talking about what they're doing. And it just gives you the encouragement of, okay, I'm not in this alone. This person did this. I can do that. If they can do it, I can do it. Or if you're needing inspiration, that's there for you too.
Yeah, it's not just workouts. Every day we're posting in there sleep tips, products we're loving, exercise, yes, but also nutrition. And so really engaging people, having them feel supported in a holistic way, because you can exercise all you want, but if you're not sleeping, if you're not eating whole real foods, if you're not taking care of your mental health, that exercise piece doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing I'd just say about Move too is a lot of it is strength based. And so we as coaches hear all the time, like, I'm feeling like I'm stuck. I'm at a plateau. I'm not losing weight anymore. And so it's really weaving in strength training where you're building muscle, you're going to boost your metabolism. It could get you over that hump. And so we do focus on strength a lot because it is important. That's a part of your routine, even if it's 5 minutes a day, that it's a part of it.
That's amazing. So it's a membership where you can have these workouts that are available at all different levels. It's mind body focused. It's going to be mindful movement, even though it is challenging you and pushing you. And then there's also the community element where you get to be a part of something. You get to connect with others who have a similar goal or mindset and just get inspired by that. It sounds like such a cool and inspiring space. And I get excited too about the fact that the strength training isn't about move, push it, go past your limits. It is that, but also, hey, check in. Here's the yin and the yang. How's your body feeling? Let's slow down the breathing. I feel like in yoga classes that I attend, I love it when we are challenged to really acknowledge that what we're doing on the mat also affects and influences how we approach things in life, right? Can you sit in the stillness of discomfort, of struggle, while also calming your body, calming your breath? Because you're going to have moments in life where you are struggling, things are hard. And instead of going into that fight or flight stressed state, can you still breathe? Can you still connect to that core of your being and know that you're safe and move forward with that calm energy? So it sounds like you're bringing all of this together with both of your strengths. And I know too, in your podcast episodes, because you two are family and good friends, you can tell you two have fun together. I know on your social media, you can tell you're having fun together, making these funny reels and TikTok videos. And so I'd imagine your workout classes are similar, where you can really feel like you're hanging out and working out with friends.
We try.
Yeah.
I think the entertainment piece is something what you can, like Andrew said, you can go on YouTube, you can find all these videos, but there's a different element when it's two people that are talking at you and explaining what they're going through, different stories. If we're not laughing and having fun, what's the purpose?
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
Yeah, amazing. And so if someone were to join membership, what would you say are some of the benefits they might initially notice? And then if they stick with it long term and they are consistent with showing up for movement, what would they expect in the long term?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think because that's important. Like it's important to have those like short-term benefits, but long-term too. And the first thing you're going to get is going to be your mood is going to be boosted from like our banter and the fun and getting some energy from movement. But long-term, this is really about your health. If we get scientific here, thinking about longevity, movement, getting that cardio and getting that heart rate up, it is so important for the health of your heart and for your brain long-term. There's just no way around it. And so thinking about that, having something that you can consistently lean on when you don't want to think about your workout, when you don't want to have to put the guesswork into, okay, what do I have to do this week? We've got you. And so just thinking of having that long term, it's like you're taking the stress out of working out, you're getting more energy, you're boosting your mood. And then long term, the importance of your health heart. So your cholesterol is going to improve, your blood pressure is going to improve. And when it comes to brain health, it's like the number one thing to improve your risk of Alzheimer's is incorporating some regular exercise. And so I think about it health-wise, physical health, mental health-wise. And then as far as just like energy goes, like thinking of having something to at any point boost your mood, or you want to take a break from work, or you don't know what you're going to do when you're traveling and you have no gym to lean on, because a lot of people, they have this tough work structure and work schedules and demands or calls at what time of night where you've got to find those pockets of time to fit in some exercise. And so I think long-term, it's something to lean on so that you can be consistent over time.
Yeah. I also think about when we created this, we were thinking, what do we wish we had? And for me, with my health journey, and the reason that I think the support and the community is huge and it's everything is because if you have questions, if you are struggling, life happens, right? You fall out of your routine, and to have that support, that inspiration to easily pick you back up and, okay, yep, I know exactly what I need to do. If I'm looking for support, I have the people I can reach out to. And then it's those little wins of, okay, I'm taking better care of myself. And so I'm going to have the energy, but I'm also, my skin's clear and my hair is better, right? And I'm less bloated. And oh, wait, okay, so they're supporting me and encouraging me to eat better. And so that's affecting all of the things Andrea mentioned too, like blood pressure and cholesterol. And so there are so many little wins. And I think there's, right now, you think, okay, self-care, is it selfish? Is it selfless? You have to pour into you. You can't pour from an empty cup. And as you start to do this, you notice, oh, there is something to it. by me taking 10 minutes to do a strength exercise, I have patience when it comes to my kids. I've prioritized myself first thing in the morning to make sure I do have something to give, and my relationships are better for it. I have more clarity on what I want out of life, and I am getting an offense with my time, which is something we always talk about, is the idea of planning, of taking a little bit of time right now to think about your future self. And so it's a whole mind, body, holistic approach of so many benefits from just doing a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think too, just as women, like thinking about the biggest complaint that we hear is my metabolism is slowing down. I don't know what to do. I feel like I used to be able to eat or do this, and now I can't. And strength training is just, fortunately and unfortunately, the key to the puzzle. Like it's hard to get started. A lot of people don't know where to start. They just don't. And they know, and they've heard strength training can help. And at rest, the more muscle that's on your body, the more calories you naturally burn. So you're sitting there and working at your computer after doing a strength training workout, you're going to be burning more calories at rest. And a lot of people don't know that. And it's interesting. I feel like we should talk about it more as like we grow up, because you don't really start losing your muscle mass till you're in your 30s. So we don't really think about it at those ages that we're learning about our bodies. But it's really important that if you do want to boost it, you do want to maintain the muscle that you have to prevent injuries. Like strength training really needs to be a part of that. So long-term game to keep that muscle so you can stay active, strength training is really important.
And also for your bone health. That's not something that's talked about. And really, yes, it's strength training, but it's being consistent with it. We all know what we have to do, but why aren't we doing it? So to have a system, a program that you can follow that helps you be consistent and it's sustainable, that's everything.
Yeah, to just integrate it into your lifestyle so that it's something you can keep up with. That's huge. And I always say these health cliches like can't pour from an empty cup. They exist for a reason. They've sustained for a reason because there's a truth there. And how exciting when you can experience for yourself that truth and be like, oh, this cliche makes sense now.
Totally. Yeah, well, we talk a lot about confidence too. Like this is something that can help build your confidence if you are following through. And if it comes to looks, like thinking about wanting to tone up or fit in your dress for something, like as much as that's not a huge focus for us, we all think about wanting to look good and feel good in our skin. And so that's important for us to provide something that can really help women with confidence. So as we age, we do feel good in our bodies.
Yep. It makes a big difference how you show up. Well Connected exists to help you discover the practitioner that aligns with your values. We believe that finding the right fit should be simple and maybe even fun. When you visit wellconnectedtwincities.com, you can search for local practitioners by categories like chiropractic or herbalism, or you can search by condition or symptom in the directory to find practitioners of various healing modalities who can help. Discover over 100 local practitioners, browse articles, take classes, and listen to interviews by these very practitioners to learn who is the right fit for you. No matter what it is, we are here to help you say yes to the next stop on your healing journey. I have now a personal question for you too, because I know you both have a lot going on, whether it's work or kids or health issues. And I'm curious how adding Move with Gold Ivy has been in terms of pushing past certain limits professionally. How do you still carve out time for rest? What does that look like? And like, why is that important to you?
Yeah, I think it comes back to what I said earlier of planning, being so intentional with your time. And for me, that looks like Sundays, I'm planning my week. I'm thinking about what do I need to do to first feel good so that I can show up in my relationships, in my business the way I want to be. And there has to be, going back to the yin yang, if we are going to go up level, move, there has to be rest. You cannot build muscle. You cannot heal your body if you are not resting. That's the basics of science of you cannot heal when you're in a fight or flight nervous system. And so to do that, it sounds good, but are you actually scheduling that time in? And for me, it doesn't happen unless I'm intentionally scheduling it in. And so this is something that I've become more I'd say consistent with in the near past and future, because I'm actively trying to do it. Of Sundays are that rejuvenation, that rest. Saturdays are for play, like Monday through Friday, at least Monday through Thursday, with it being summer, that is go. But I'm still, okay, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock comes, like, I'm putting my phone down. I have boundaries around social media because we think, okay, it's my time to just scroll and rest. And it's not. It's stimulating your brain. You are comparing yourself to other people. You're not actually resting and giving your mind a break. So that looks like reading before bed or spending time with my boyfriend, not being on a screen.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Sundays too is so important. And that level of play. Am I actually getting in the flow and relaxing and doing things I enjoy that don't involve work or screen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to have firm boundaries with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a parent, it's tough because like your schedule, you can plan all you want. But like last night, I was up 3 different times with 2 different kids. There's just some things that are out of your control. And so something for me as a mom, like Sundays, yeah, I could say I'm going to just rest, but I still have 3 people to take care of. So it's tough. I schedule less and really focus on like downtime on Sundays too. It's an important day that like Brooke and I don't even really contact each other for work at all on Sundays, which is great. It's good to have those boundaries as business partners. But for me, something that I have really focused on is going to bed when my kids go to bed, so that, praise God, if I can get a full 7 to 8 straight hours of sleep, that rest is something that I've prioritized. 9 to 10, 9 to 11 window, and watch TV or scroll on my phone. I could also read a book or whatever, but I know that it's unpredictable if I'm going to get that rest, if I'm going to be able to have 7 straight hours of uninterrupted time to sleep. So going to bed earlier is something that I've prioritized, and just having the Sundays less like full of go do is where I prioritize it. And then other than that, like as a marathoner, and I have a lot of clients who are doing marathons, like we talk about having a day off or more, like depending on what they prefer, but talking about the importance of, you will get injured, you will burn out, you could get a stress fracture if you don't take those days to let your body rest and recover. And at the end of every move workout, we're like, hey, you just worked your core and you've got to give it at least a day of rest. So tomorrow, make sure that you take a day off from this. And so we talk to our clients about it. We try and talk to each other about it, ourselves about it, because it is so important.
Yeah. I'm glad that you both, it sounds like it's synced up nicely where you both have created and cultivated this idea of rest on Sundays from professional work and being able to just be present as much as possible. When it comes to resting the body, you mentioned some of the things you're avoiding, right? The stress fractures, the strains, but what else might be, I guess, some of the science or the reasoning behind why we need that rest period in between trainings, exercises, if you can share a little more about that.
Yeah, we think about what are we doing when we are strength training, right? When we are lifting weights, we are tearing that muscle down. And it's in the rest that muscle is able to rebuild. So if you are taking those rest days, you are going to feel and be stronger. And when you know that, it's way more easier to be like, okay, I worked my butt off this week and I deserve this rest day. You also think about burnout. We are in burnout central. And if you are not slowing down to have at least a day, at least 30 minutes, 10 minutes a day to calm your mind, calm your body, be present, your body will burn out. Your body will tap out.
I do think that rest is tricky for people that work, because it's like, what does that really mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I love that you said slowing down, because for me, I can relate way more to slowing down than I'm going to sit here and rest. Because there's like never silence in my house. It's never, oh, how restful is this moment? It's just not. I'm just in that season right now. So for me, it's finding the quiet.
Mm-hmm.
It's slowing down to have the morning where if I go to bed early enough, I can get up before my kids. And my rest time is like what Brooke said about planning, for me, can happen in the morning, where it's like, that's my time to really think about getting aligned with what I want my day to look like, what I want our time to look like for that day, and feeling like I am sitting, I'm not moving, going, and being able to have that slow down time for me, it feels like I can resonate more with that than like rest. What's rest? It sounds fantastic, but it's not always in the cards for me in that like way I think of taking a nap or sitting with a book.
Yeah, I think it's subjective. What does rest look like for you? When I think about it, and I had a functional medicine doctor tell me this once, that you have to have at least 10 minutes a day where you are not in a rushed state. And that really resonated with me of, okay, what can I do? What can I plan in my day where I actually don't feel like I got to get to the next thing, got to get to the next thing. And for me, that's meditation, or it's a walk outside, with it being Minnesota in the summer, where I'm not listening to something. I'm not working on my phone. I'm actually just being present with my body, allowing myself to be where my feet are.
So you can hear your own needs. If we're rushed, we don't know what we need. We can't hear ourselves think. And so having the silence to be able to even grasp before we're flooded with social media or what other people need from us, getting into that offensive versus defensive state of what do I want? What's calling me? What part of my body is aching or needs attention or feels tight, like my hamstrings from running all the time? It's, oh, maybe today I should find some time for slow, intentional movement, do some yoga, even though it's not in my nature to do that. I want to go sprint 3 miles instead. Allowing that space for your body and your mind to like tell you what is your truth. Like, what do I need instead of what the world needs from me?
Yeah. And that's where this concept of rest being productive, I feel, comes in, because it's productive on many levels. Like rest is there for your body to recuperate, for your mind to be at ease, but then for you to actually then tune into your own intuition, to the message of your body, so that you are making efficient choices once you are in go mode. It's something that is moving you towards a goal. It's towards an intention. It's not just accomplishing things to accomplish them or moving to move. It's, hey, there's a purpose here. And because I have that opportunity to rest, to plan, to listen inward, then I can move in that direction of alignment. Yeah. That's amazing.
You're not acting out of just reaction. You're in reactive mode.
And I think that's like how you get burned out is you're taking action in ways that you're not aligned. You're like, I don't even like it when you're resisting it. It feels like too much. It's exhausting. But when you're more aligned with what you want to be doing, being productive by getting a lot done, it doesn't feel like as much work because you're aligned with what you know you want to be doing. That's what I've experienced.
Yeah, I think some people can relate to this who have dealt with health issues or struggles, that when you slow down, your body there's so much wisdom within it. It knows what it needs to feel good, but we don't take the time to slow down and ask ourselves that question. That's something that I've learned throughout my journey and working with coaches, learning about the brain and the parasympathetic nervous system, of when you slow down, you will hear your mind tell you, okay, this felt really good. You can feel that peace, that ease of, maybe I'm bloated because I'm eating foods that don't make me feel good, but I'm not taking the time to actually slow down and eat. Or I am way too booked. I'm scheduling myself way too much that I don't have time to take care of me. And so rest is productive, because on a level of healing the body, healing the mind, you can't do it when you are go. And for me, for the longest time, it was, I'll just see another doctor. I'll take another supplement. I'll try something new. And it's, what if I don't have to do anything? What if I can just relax and be, and really listen to, what does my body need in this moment, in this season?
That's so powerful. What if you don't need to do? What if you just need to be and listen in?
And that's not what society teaches us. Right? You think, okay, take this pill or try this next diet. And it's, no, stop. Like, the body is resilient and it knows how to heal itself given the right environment. And I had an acupuncturist tell me once, like, all of these supplements you're taking and these products and these man-made things, the body doesn't know how to regulate it. And so you think you're helping yourself out, but really you're making yourself sicker because you're stressing about, for me, it was the money I'm spending on all of these things. And the real things that really helped me were free. It was meditation. It was putting my feet in the ground, walking outside, sunshine, water, Yeah, healthy foods are expensive right now, but it wasn't all of these products. It was nature and slowing down. And whether you have health issues or not, if you don't make time for this now, you're going to make time for your illness later.
That is so true. So true. I got really giddy thinking about the end of our conversation and how I typically do ask people that I'm speaking with, what's one takeaway that you'd hope people would walk away from this conversation with? But I know you ladies like to go above and beyond and do your 3 gold stars on Ivy Unleashed. And so I'm going to adopt that for this episode, and I'm going to turn the tables and ask you for 3 takeaways, or those 3 gold stars that you hope listeners walk away with.
We love it. We love
do.
this because sometimes people, they want a tangible step. So that's great. We'll give you 3.
Yeah. I think the first one is alignment. Right? If there's anything we found through our health journeys, through doing business, it's when you feel aligned with how you're spending your time, you're on fire.
Mhm.
And so for us, that looks like getting in offense versus defense. We said it earlier, of putting yourself in the driver's seat, thinking about, how do I really want to spend my time, and taking at least 5 minutes a day to schedule in 3 ways you're going to prioritize your health. So what are you doing each day to help you get in the driver's seat? For me, it's meditation, it's movement, and it really depends on the day what that third thing is. But it looks different for everyone. So just start thinking about, what are those 3 things each day you're going to do for you?
Mm-hmm. Love that. All right. Next one's got to be moving your body. And that can look different for anyone, but I think it's having, a good step would be like thinking of, what would a successful week of movement look like for me right now, wherever you're at. And we have a free week of move that you can try our platform, where it's planned out for you so that you're moving your body, you're weaving in stretching, you're weaving in strength training, you're getting that consistent movement, and to see how good you can truly feel.
Yeah. And the last one is the opposite of that. It's rest. It's determining a day where you can have designated time to rest. It doesn't have to be the whole day, but at least an hour. Something, again, that you can do where you don't feel like you're in that rush state. You're not scrolling, you're actually rejuvenating. And you're doing this so you have the energy to be present and enjoy life the rest of the week.
I love that. Oh, thank you, ladies, for your gold stars and for all the various nuggets of wisdom throughout our conversation today. It's been such a joy to see you, to speak with you, and just to learn from you.
Thank you for having us. Yes, this is wonderful.
Thank you so much for listening to the Well Connected Twin Cities podcast. Did you learn something new? Did you feel that spark of hope and excitement for what is possible? Because so much is possible. Tell us about it in a review on Apple Podcast. Not only would we absolutely love hearing from you, but these reviews help our ratings and help other curious minds like you find this resource. We are always better together. Thank you again, and see you next time.